Alright guys, today I'm going to make a video. I may jump a little bit in the video, jumping back and forth between things, but this topic right here is probably one that hits home with me the most, and if I had to guess, it's going to hit home with a lot of you. We are all guilty of this in every single facet of our life. So again, if I start to jump around, it's because I don't script this stuff. I just think about it and I talk about it, and that's it. I don't write it down. It's a lot of stuff that I don't do. I started out writing stuff down, and that just kind of, it seems too fake. It almost seems like you don't really speak from the heart. So now I've started to just kind of go with it. I know what I need to say, but it does make for some jumpy videos, so bear with me. First thing we're going to talk about today, resentment. You think that resentment doesn't affect you that much because it's not something that we normally give a lot of attention to, but resentment is huge. I can give you a couple of examples that will really bring it into light. We should really focus on being as good as we can at something. One time I was watching a video years ago, and Will Smith had talked about his dad and him and his brother having to build a wall outside of a family store, I think it was. And he said something that kind of struck me, and I never really thought about it that much until, now, once I have this realization. So he was way ahead of me in his journey of getting his mind or his life or whatever you want together. He said that his dad told him that if you lay one brick as perfectly as it can be laid, and don't think about the wall as a complete whole. It'll seem impossible if you think about it. But if you take your time and you lay that one brick as perfect as it can possibly be laid, and you do that over and over and over again, and only think about that one brick, the one brick right in front of you right now, that eventually, before you know it, you've built this amazing, perfect wall. So I got to thinking about, well, how does that have to do with resenting someone? Well, once it got me thinking, when you do a job, let's just say you've got a really crappy job, or I'll give a job that has hit me and I can relate to, digging a ditch. I dug a ditch one time. And that is a pretty mundane task. Okay, digging a ditch, your mind is allowed to get off of what you're doing unconsciously, and your mind starts to wander. Well, because you're experiencing hard labor at that time, you will start to resent the choices you made in your life to get you to that point. Or you will resent someone. You'll resent them for paying you so little to do such a hard job. Or you'll resent your significant other because they did something to you that hurt your feelings and made you make bad choices. Or you'll resent not, getting that one job 20 years ago because of some jerk that you knew, or whatever it is. Because your mind is now in the unconscious. It's not focusing on doing the particular job in front of you as perfectly as you can do it. Your mind has wandered, and it has started to create a whole lot of negative thoughts in your mind. Another thing with resentment is people. You say, well, I forgave that person, or I did this, or I did that. Yet you still have some resentment level. You never really forgave them. If you have truly forgiven anyone, okay, whether they stabbed you in the back or something, or whatever it was, it doesn't really matter. That's not important. What's important is if you have achieved true forgiveness, which it's hard. Everybody watching this video, true forgiveness is absolutely hard. Okay, it's meant to be that way. Hardships are necessary You ever seen a professional sports athlete bust out crying? I mean, over a win. That is because it was so incredibly hard, the journey they went through to get to that exact moment. That was the pinnacle of their entire life. And they just bust into tears because you can't control it. Every time you think about the sacrifices from your family, you know, the sacrifices you've made physically, the sacrifices you've made economically, you think about all these things, and it culminates into just a manifestation of tears, and you can't help it. It's just something that comes out because of all the hard work. Well, you know, with resentment and forgiveness, it's very hard to do. So with that being said, if you really resent someone, even in the slightest, then you haven't forgiven them, and your body can't let go of whatever it is you're holding on to. So in order to achieve true forgiveness and to not resent anyone or anything in a particular area of your life, you must understand truly, first and foremost, that that is something you just need to let go, because it doesn't really register in the grand scheme of everything that you have going on. And if you can not focus on resentment, because it is a powerful, powerful, powerful emotion. Every time you see that person, it triggers this resentment in your mind. Or every time you go into this job that you hate, you could be having a perfect day. You could be having this awesome day, and you go into this job that you don't like, or you have some sort of resentment, and suddenly your whole entire attitude changes. I know all of you have felt it. I've felt it. It's one of those things where it's just uncontrollable, and it's all because of something you're resenting in the job, whether it be a person, a boss, the activity, your decisions that got you there to that job. There is something that you resent, and you haven't let it go, and you haven't accepted it, and you haven't just forgiven whatever it was. So, you know, just remember today, in every little thing you do, we're gonna create small goals for ourselves. Okay, today I want you to focus on, you know, even if it's cleaning the house, I want you to clean one spot or one area of the house as perfectly as it can be cleaned, and only focus on that, and then go to the next area and do it as perfectly as it can be done. And before you know it, the whole entire house is going to be clean, and it's going to be perfect. And try to truly forgive someone in your life. Try to truly, you know, accept your job, accept your choices, accept everything, and know that it's just part of the journey of hardships that you must go through in order to achieve your ultimate goal. You know, Les Brown says it has not come to stay, it has come to pass. And that is a true statement. That is absolutely true. Whatever you're going through in your life has not come to stay, it's come to pass. And if you see someone who seems like they got their shit together and they figured it all out, just know that they're on a different spot in their overall journey, and you're on the same journey, and you choose by your dedication level of where you end up in this overall journey. So if you want to make your life better, if you want a better job, if you want anything to improve, you know, we need to not harbor any resentment for anything. And trust me, this is going to be hard, guys. You are going to struggle with this one a lot, because I still struggle with it. I resent so many things that were done to me by outside influences that made me this, you know, cold, hard, just unrelenting, unforgiving person for so many years. And I was too blind to see what it does to your life and what it does to everyone around you. And now that, you know, I've found a way to truly accept and forgive and not be resentful, it's like a 10 million ton weight has just been lifted off my shoulders. So that is something I want every one of you to achieve. So I figured I'd talk about it a little bit today. Sorry if I was, you know, jumping all over the place. I tend to do that. So as always, guys, still not a lot of people picking topics. That's okay. I know your busy lives, but I really need those topics. I do. Help me out. They really get me thinking about things that could be wrong with me, just like yesterday's topic, contentment. Man, I have thought about how to be better at that all night long. It's something that just rolled through my head. So as always, have a great day. Keep your head up. Learn a little bit every day about yourself. Continue to push forward. And as always, guys, thank you, and y'all have a great day.